Hello, everyone. Coach Nico from Soccer Skills. It's Monday morning, May 21st. Boy, the month just got away from us, you know. We basically went from 10 days of constant rain. Hopefully, we'll see some, sunshine. It'll stay around. But anyway, Monday morning, 9:30. Hope you guys have a good start to a brand new week. And I wanted to make a quick follow-up video on the video that we posted, I believe, Friday night, title Why Rush to Pay to Play for a Soccer Pre-Academy, right here. So I got quite a bit of traction. People liked it, and I wanted to particularly address the comment from Eric, as you guys can see on the bottom here, which he said basically, obviously his club doesn't have a DA. How about when you leave a non-DA club to a DA club and your kid excels? U.S. needs more risk takers. I'm assuming that comment is meant for the what we said here. Why can they not be happy with playing for their local club teams or other inexpensive club soccer clubs like Soccer Skills? So, for example, Soccer Skills. Let me just start by saying we don't normally do soccer teams. We do soccer training. We've had soccer teams from time to time, but it's not our thing. We really don't do soccer teams. That comment was more intended for cheap alternatives like, the camps and the clinics and everything else that we do, which is catered to be very inexpensive and affordable for everyone, as opposed to paying those big bucks for all this glamorous, training out there. Myself and all the trainers that I work with, we do not have English accents. So that probably keeps the price down. If we had English accents, we would probably charge you a lot more. Just kidding. Most of the trainers that I work with, they're either college players, college coaches. They're not, volunteer parents. For the most part, college players, current college players, ex-college players, as well as college coaches. This year, we've done some work with some coaches from one of the local futsal organizations here. We're probably going to be doing some more training with those trainers. So the point I'm trying to make is that although we do not offer teams, we do have inexpensive training. But again, I want to get back and address the particular comments here. Obviously, his club does not have a DA. No, we don't have a DA. But if you go back and look at the video here, the main question posed was, have you thought about why families rush to pay soccer pre-academies for their 7, 8, 9, even 10-year-olds to play in their soccer teams? The DA does not have an age bracket until they're 12 years old. So I just pulled some sites up for you guys. So Players Development Academy PDA was part of the DA until this past week, and they start at U12. So basically, the DA has U12, U13, U14, U15, and then two combined ages, U16, 17, U18, 19. So the beginning, the earliest you can get, if you're good enough and picked, is at U12. Well, the video addresses why would you want to pay, or why do parents pay, or why do families pay, the higher fees by pre-academies, and they are higher than, your average local soccer club, at the age of 7. Okay? So I just took some notes here. All right, let's just go over the notes. Like I said, the video asked the question, why very young players pay higher prices to play for a pre-academy system when most of the 7, 8, 9, or even 10-year-olds stop playing soccer by the time they are 13 or 14 years of age. Now, if you don't believe that fact, well, it's quite simple, really. All you got to do is go to this new thing that they have out there. I think it's called Google. I Googled it before, but let me Google it again. What age do young soccer players stop playing soccer? Let's see what it says. Why they stopped playing youth soccer. Here it is. Why 70% of the kids quit sports by age 13? And soccer is part of that. That's 70%. Wow, it's pretty high. By the age of 13. Why they stopped playing soccer, youth soccer. Let's see if it has an age in there. Children quitting organized sports occurs more often than you might think. Research has shown that approximately 70 to 75% of children will quit playing a sport by the age of 14. So I'm sure that if we stay here and we keep doing some more research, we'll find other facts to support the fact that by the time you're 13 or 14 years old, a lot of youth players, including soccer players, they will quit the sport. So, to say that a club is losing players because they are not part of the DA system, in our opinion, is not really a strong argument as per the comment made. The DA program currently utilizes, as I said before, 5 age groups for competition. 3 single age groups and 2 mixed age groups. U12, U13, U14, U15, 16, and U17, 18 age groups. So the question is, a 7-year-old player has to be in a pre-academy system paying higher fees than the club for 4 years before they can enter the DA program, provided they're good enough to make that program. Okay? That's 4 years from U7 to U11 before U12 that can make the jump to the DA system if they're good enough. And by the way, the DA system, although they offer scholarships and most of the clubs try to make it very affordable, there's still a fee to pay. It's not free. So the video asked the question of why parents are paying all this money when in a lot of cases, the kids will stop playing or move out of the pre-academy system. Yes, it happens all the time. Therefore, losing that investment. Why not wait until the players are older, have shown that they can compete at a higher level, know that they want to continue to play, and now the financial investment the parents make is more likely to be worthy. Okay? Now, I will share with you on a different video stories, everyday stories of players and situations that I know of and maybe you know of, where players stop playing after X amount of years in the pre-academy system. Why they stop playing, or maybe why they transfer out of one pre-academy system into another pre-academy system. Okay? So this video was basically created asking the question, why are families getting into a pre-academy system at a young age when the facts support that the players may not even be around long enough to reap the rewards of that investment? So back to our friend posing that question for the DA. Well, you know what? Hey, if your soccer player is strong enough and he went to the DA and there's a benefit, fantastic. But again, the video was posing the question, why do we need to put such a big emphasis on 7, 8, 9, 10-year-olds to go in the DA? So although the DA may have benefits to some players, there are a lot of folks out there that support the fact that the best players are not part of the DA system. Players in the urban communities that cannot afford to pay to play never make the DA because it just, even with the scholarships, they may not be able to afford the financial commitment. This past weekend, and I'm going to post a video of that, myself and a couple other folks, we happened to be on the field of a Sky Blue game. If you don't know what Sky Blue is the professional soccer team, the professional women's soccer team here in New Jersey. So we were on the field after the game. We were there to meet with the president of Sky Blue, Tony Nova, for certain matters. And we were on the field after the game was over. We got to speak with some of the players from Sky Blue. And we actually got to have a conversation with Madison Tiernan. Just in case you guys don't know Madison, I pulled out her profile here on Sky Blue's webpage. This is Sky Blue's webpage. Okay, so Madison is a roster player for Sky Blue. She is a starter. She attended Rutgers University. She was a native of Voorhees, New Jersey. Okay, like I said, she played at Rutgers University. All her stats are there. She's also a coach for PDA. She coaches for PDA. And we got into a conversation, just the conversation shifted about DA. And she talked about why PDA left the DA system and went into, some details about, the negative aspects of the DA system. Okay, don't forget now, the DA's been around for the boys' side, I think 10 or 11 years, but the girls' side just literally started last year. Last year was their inaugural season. And PDA was the first club to leave. They just announced this week that they left, and 4 or 5 other clubs followed suit. So the DA system lost some of the biggest. By the way, PDA is one of the biggest academy and pre-academy scenarios and companies in the U.S. They left. So she talked about to us why. I do have some video. I did not record that part, but Madison trains here in the local community. She has trained in our club, Jackson Soccer Club. In fact, there's some things that we may work where there might be some more training, which we'll announce and discuss a different video. And I will, when I get the chance, I will ask her again about this particular issue, so you guys can get it really directly from the source. I actually have posted here a couple of articles, which I'm going to put on our blog. New Jersey's Girls Soccer Club leaving U.S. Academy, Development Academy. All right, there's a link. Girls Development Academy defections. 3 major clubs leave U.S. soccer program after 1 season. Okay, I'm going to put this on our blog. But again, it's pretty simple, really. You don't need, just our blog. You could just go online and kind of Google, let's say, clubs leaving USDA. Okay? Did you mean, yeah, okay, here you go. So here's an article right here. That one, that's the one, the link that I have. New Jersey girls soccer clubs leaving USD Academy. Sites issue with hillside waivers and high school waivers and whatnot. So if you guys Google that, you can see that, I'm not just making things up. Another club leaving the DA for, so the program is not doing that well. So again, make a long video very, a little bit shorter. I understand that, Eric, this may be working for your particular situation, okay? But, the comment that, well, if our club or any other club was part of the DA, we would attract more players or, would do better at recruiting. Although it may have a merit for the older age groups, though this particular video, once again, I will stress it out, it stresses out why our families go into a pre-academy system at 7, 8, 9 years old. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not bashing or I'm not knocking the pre-academy or academy system. Okay, I'm just pointing out why are families so anxious to leave. There are good quality coaches in the club system. I'm not saying that every coach out there is a quality coach, and not that they're bad people. It's just that the club system is, or should I say, the volunteer club system is, formed and it's occupied by volunteer parent soccer coaches. Their job is not to coach. Their job is they're just doing a volunteer just to, help out the club. Their job could be, a lawyer, a doctor, a plumber, an electrician, you know what I mean? That's their primary job. They're just volunteering because maybe they have, some soccer knowledge, maybe they've played before, they're just volunteering to help out the local club. So although I understand that not every coach is a qualified coach and there's a lot of, flaws in that system, at the same time, there are some quality coaches. And even if a coach is not really a high quality coach, at 7 years old, why do families, and it's just a question, I'm not saying that, you should not do it. If you got the money and you like it and you want to do it, great, terrific, absolutely great. I'm just posing a question: why are we so fascinating in leaving, at such a young age and go and invest money? And again, I think that even people that have money, you can't argue with numbers. So if you go into a paid academy system at 7 years old, all right, and let's say it only costs you $1,200 a year. I'm just using a number. By the way, in case you guys are not familiar with the system, whatever money you spend in, so let's say $1,200 for example, will get you registration training and maybe a tournament pushed in there. All right, maybe. As they get older, the numbers increase, and also the participation events increase as well. Again, $1,200 is pretty inexpensive. At that age, I think most local pre-academy organizations in New Jersey, they're about $1,500, I believe. Okay? But once again, $1,500 times 15 players, the coach gets paid, the company gets, their profit, and then, a tournament here or there, what have you. As they get older, more tournaments, the fee increases. So if you are a U14, U15 player, in New Jersey, some companies, some people pay $3,000, $3,200, $3,500, depending on, the name that they have and how many tournaments and this and that. Once again, guys, it has nothing to do if you can afford it or not. It has nothing to do if I agree with it or not. If you're okay with it, that's fantastic. That's terrific. My question is just, if you get in there at such a young age, all right, you're going to put in financial investment. So the next 4 years, let's say, you spend, because don't forget, every year that I get older, 7, 8, 9, you might travel, go play a tournament in Pennsylvania, go to Hershey for fun. Now you got, some extra expenses. So let's say that, your investment is a very modest, $7,000. Just, number, $7,000 to $10,000 for the next, 4 or 5 years. Maybe $5,000 to $7,000, okay? The number really is not that important. My question is, why are we spending more money than we have to? And there's a lot of, local clubs out there where at 7 years old, the coaches basically join, a local league, which again, I'm not a big fan of competitive soccer at 7 years old. I don't think, players should be playing competitive soccer at 7 years old. I think they should just play games among themselves. There's always a competition. As soon as you put a ball into a field and you got two players going at each other, it's a formal competition. Okay, so I don't want to hear the fact, there's no competition if there's no standings and rankings and medals and trophies. No, I disagree with that. As long as you have a ball, any game, not just a soccer, any game that you play, if you get two people versing each other, it automatically becomes competitive. Okay, now you can say, well, competitive really is meant that we're going to go out and compete with other teams and other towns, blah, 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 different debate. My thought is at 7, 8, 9, 10 years, I don't think that, we should have competitive soccer until they get at that age where now they're 12 years old, going from 12 to 14, they're more mature, this, that. Another thing that, I've noticed quite a bit, and again, I'm going to address this in a different video with the examples I'm going to give, is the stress and pressure the kids, are put under. They're always are pushed and to win and compete and blah, 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 blah. And if you go out there with a microphone, which I got to do one of these days, I just got to go asking, players, what do you think, what's the one thing that you could change about soccer? In fact, we've done a video, one of those videos before, one of our indoor classes, and the most popular answer was by little girls, okay? I think at the time they were like 8 years old. Oh, my mom is always yelling, okay? So, getting a little away from this video, our opinion is that although the DA situation may work for Eric and his soccer player, the question was different than the comment. The question just asked, why are young families rushing to pay into investment into something that they may not be part of in 3-4 years? I hate to tell you, but the numbers are there. You're 7, you're 8, you're 9, you're 10-year-old may not be playing soccer by the time they're 13, 14. So it's like the old saying, we're going to go and buy, $2,000 tires before we even get a car. Or we have, a $500 car, but we're going to go out and buy $5,000 tires. My kid has never played, soccer before, brand new, 7-year-old, never even touched the ball, but I'm going to go out and spend $200 and buy the most expensive pair of shoes, or $150 to go and buy the best soccer ball. Why? You don't know if that investment is going to pay off. Why not, minimize your investment and see where it goes? Having a $150 ball or $200 boots, shoes, we call them boots, is not going to make you a better soccer player. Okay? So I hope, I shed a little light, on why I'm making this video and the difference between that comment made by Eric. And I do appreciate your comment, Eric. I mean, really, anything that, any comments, any people that are engaged in our website, we appreciate, we welcome. So it's just a rebuttal. And, again, you don't have to agree with it. It's just, like I said, our video basically was just questioning why, young age families leave their clubs to go to a paid application. There will be a video where I'm going to be making up very shortly where I'm going to address a couple of real scenarios. And again, these are just thoughts and opinions by myself and, our organization. Doesn't mean that you have to agree. We appreciate your support and we appreciate your comments. And that's how this forum is going to grow, by having different opinions and, different people coming together and expressing views and whatnot. Okay? Have a great week, guys, and I'll see you on the soccer pitch.